Hello everyone, welcome to another video. This is the behind the scenes video to my first episode on the Island Hardcore series with Elbop and Top at the Top. Apologize if any background noise or whatever. I'm just being quiet because I got family and all that. But today we're just going to go through basically the whole entire timeline, what I did in this video, some tips and tricks that I used, or some things to really reel you in. And all of the above, really, because I absolutely love this video. This is probably my favorite video that I've posted either all time so far or in a while, because I think my top three or top four favorites are the Summer Pack Showcase, Mafia Winter Pack Showcase, and this one. Just because those have been my really massive projects that I spent a lot of time on, and this one came out absolutely phenomenal. Love the whole thing. So let's just go through it. We're going to start here at the intro, and I'll let you guys know this is the preview. This one's just going to stay black because my face cam. This one's the preview. But this is the intro. All of this right here, which really did not take long. I don't necessarily know how I came up with the idea, but I do know, believe it or not, if you look to the description, I mean, I put timestamps, I put all my music, I put my whole entire setup and everything that I use is in my description, which a lot of people don't do nowadays, and that's just something like a pet peeve of mine, which is why I put all my music in my descriptions and stuff that I use, right? So all my music is in pretty much every description of a video. If you noticed, the intro is actually Overwatch 2 music, which was inspired when I played Overwatch 2 with my brother. It was Friday night. It was after stream. He and I got on and played. And I was just waiting for like a game for like 3 minutes. And we're just sitting in the lobby and I'm like, this music is so chill. I actually love this music. So I ended up looking it up. I found it, I downloaded it, and I absolutely loved it so much. So I just decided to use it, and it fit the vibe that I wanted to go for. So I slapped it in there. I slapped in this shot right here, which was me sliding in on a boat. First take. Literally first take. It was actually perfect. The actual lining up with the replay mod was a little bit scuff, but overall, really, really good shot there, and I absolutely love it. The bars here as well. I'm realizing I could have done a better job with that if I put actual bars instead of just cropping this image, right? So that's something to know because I used effects on this. I used a vignette and zoom blur, and I believe it was zoom blur that caused some like kind of weird, like right there, it kind of looks a little bit weird on the edge, and if I get rid of it, then it fixes itself. That's just the effect. So, you know, it is what it is. I didn't realize it till after, but if you're cropping, actually like this with the black bars, use a black bar template. Don't crop the actual footage. Just something to know there. Subtitles are completely revamped. I just decided to take out the orange because you could see it easier. And typically people associate the generic color of white with the actual creator of the video when they're reading subtitles. So I thought that was cool. I also reduced the, in the fusion tab here, I reduced the glow, so that's what it looks like right there, which looks very nice. The only issue, and I'm still gonna mess with these, I just kind of quickly did it. I gotta figure out why this center part here, because like it is glowing. I want the back to glow. If any of you know, let me know. But I'll see if I can figure it out at some point. So that's the intro right there. These two are just simple pushes in. I did 2 seconds instead of my usual 1.7. Added a pop-up sound effect there. Added some ocean waves, which sound really nice. Gives off that vibe of just, you know, you're in the mood. It just puts you in the mood. It puts your mind in the mood, right? Even if you don't realize it, it puts you there, which was really, really cool. The second shot did the same thing. Added these, which are called my PSC text, which stands for Pack Showcase. So when I'm showcasing Pack, then these type of text bars will be for like the Pack title or whatever. I kind of put it in by accident and realized this actually looks really good. So I kind of fixed it the way I wanted to, added a gradient, and looks really cool. So I like it right there. So that's basically the whole entire intro. Added in my transparent logo there as well, which really just sets the vibe. So even though you're looking at a 30-second intro that's really slow paced and stuff, that like a 3-second fade in here at the beginning is going to kill people. They're just going to click off. But once you can get in it, not a gamer. But I wanted to try something. It really just puts you in such a mood that it hooks you if you can make it at least 10 seconds in. So that's why I used it. Black for the effect. This is something cool that I learned actually. There is a guy by, I believe the name Wampus, and I'll put his socials up there and in the description. He does a lot of DaVinci work and editing tricks. I mean, he uses DaVinci, but just because he uses DaVinci doesn't mean you can't watch his videos, because a lot of the tips that he has is so good. And one that I found that was really cool, which I'm now naming it AE, is called an audio extension. Basically, right here, if I were to solo this out and drag it, you know, it keeps on going. But that's not really like a good place that it can end, right? So I had to end it somehow. And so what this audio extension, or audio ender, I guess, I don't really know, does is basically you take the part that you want to use as your ending sequence. If you want to cut the video off with like a cool effect, you take that part, you duplicate it using Alt and then just drag. And then you put it into a new compound clip, which is right there. I'm just going to open the compound clip in timeline. Then you duplicate it again down here, completely get rid of all the audio, so just make it def, and then extend it. And so what this is going to do is it's going to give you that one space, right? But it's going to extend your audio to where you can do something with this clip now. So what I have on the whole entire, if I can get back to the episode, what I have on this whole entire clip is actually a reverb. And this reverb is set to about 75 square meters for the room size. Decrease the wetness a little bit because it'll look like that. You just decrease it a bit and increase the reverb time to whatever you want. Sometimes I'm all the way up here. Sometimes I'm down here. I typically go right there, which is where I had it. And what this does... Oh my gosh, it was so good. It's ambiance. And so you can completely end this sequence anywhere. So instead of the sequence going on further... So good. It was so good. Like it would in the actual song, it's just gonna end, right? And so it just provides that extra satisfaction and completion into your video if you need to stop a song right there. I will say when you use this, you need to find a good segment to use this. So there might be times where you need it here, but a good part is over here. So then you can do some chopping in the actual song throughout so that you can get that good part over to where you need it to be. This requires good music to use. This requires good chopping of the music, especially if there's a part that you need over somewhere else, right? But really, really good trick overall. Now we head into the actual gameplay. I just did a simple fade in from this part, right?
All right.
Wait. So so it kind of eases itself in. It's not like, you know, crazy overpowering, even though I'm yelling, right? Yeah, this was just a cool part, to be honest with you. This intro part right here was just us having fun, and they used it as their intros, but of course, I'm not satisfied with the intros and the outros that we did, which is why they're completely different. But what I did at the very beginning, I pulled in all 3 POVs, because we all gave each other a POV. And I timed them up correctly. So when I timed them up correctly, now I can put them in my timeline. And so I can completely go to a different POV, but it will be at the same time that it's happening. All 3 will be the same. And it sounds like common sense, but a lot of people don't do this. And then, like, for instance, I used to put this into a completely separate timeline. I would go and have to find the spot that I want in their POV, cut it, copy it, pull it over. If you can just do this, I mean, All of the gray spots are POVs that I'm not using, but they're there in case if I want to use it, or I can just hit the D key and I can just enable it and then disable the other POV and just watch that section, which is really useful, especially when you're editing all this. Of course, I'm going along here editing all this. You can view what's up ahead, so you can completely change the storyline depending on what POV you're using, and you have it all right there in front of you. So if I go to Topo's POV, for DaVinci it's D is the enable clip and disable. I'll disable that. I can.
All right.
Wait. So for the intro, should we all dab and then we'll let
it's the same clip. Of course, I think there's a little bit delay just because of the proxy chat, but it's basically right there. If you can do a little bit of tweaking, you're completely fine.
Wait. So for
same clip, I can do the same with L-Box.
for the intro, should we all dab and then?
So it makes really good ease of access, and you can just access pretty much whatever POV you want at any time while you're editing. So that was the intro part. Faded in a Honey Hive Galaxy edit, which I will leave a download link to that edit in the description because I actually made that edit. I'm not going to take credit for it, because so you don't have to put me in there. Just put like Honey Hive Galaxy, from Super Mario Galaxy, OST, whatever. But I made an edit to get rid of the sound, the sand sounds, because the original song, if I can pull the original song up, the original song has what everyone knows, the bum 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 bum, right? It's got that part, but it also has like a sand scorching part. It's got this weird kind of sand part in it, and I think that's just from the actual map itself. But I personally don't like it, so I edited the song to basically have this, but it's repeated twice. And it's got that audio extension that I talked about at the very end of it, which sounds really good. So if I pull up my edit, okay, well, it's not going to let me put audio in for some reason, but my edit basically just takes the part that everyone knows and loves, and it completely extends it with some added drums and that audio extender at the end. Really good. It's the same duration, so if you want to use it, it'll be in the description. But that's what I used here in this, even though I didn't get to use the full thing. So that's the song that I used there. Another really cool thing that I did with the POVs, which I've actually never done before, is this little POV indicator. Which, of course, everyone has their own different style of POV indicators. But I just kind of wanted to mess around and just find one that I enjoy. And I knew I wanted something up here. But previously, I just had like the person's face, and then I would add some sort of, in fact, I can do it right now. I would just like add their face, right? Just make it smaller, and then I would add some softness, and then snag a drop shadow, boom, and there you go. And then I would, adjust that to wherever I want it to go, right? I kind of don't like that anymore. That's what I used in my summer pack showcase video with Sopro. So what I did instead is I made a compound clip, right? I'm going to open this in timeline, and this is the entire thing for up here. So I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. This this bottom fusion clip, and I'll go through this actually in layers because I layered it. This bottom fusion clip, if I open this up, it is a background at this hue or whatever, with a rectangle mask, and the corner radius is at like 0.55. So you can completely change the corner radius there, and so you can have it just like a rectangle like it would normally come in, or you can kind of curve it, right? So I just did that, whatever, and that's fine. So that was my first layer. Then I angled that, because this thing is actually, like a whole entire like PNG up there, right? Of course, I can't drag it now anymore. I could probably fix that somehow, but oh yeah. That's what that looks like, right? But I just angled it into a way that it just looks like that. So it's just like a little like kind of like a tab, So that's what I did there, which is Elbop's color. Then I added his profile picture. I added the drop shadow. What I did here is I added another rectangle mask with another corner radius. So instead of having a softness like I normally would, like that, it fits the theme of having like a curved rectangle. And then we also added the drop shadow there. Then I added text in here, just LBOT POV, sure. And then this is something that I just kind of came up with on a whim, to be honest. This is a live indicator. I wanted something to make it more personable. So what I did here is I did a different text or whatever, a text node, made it lemon milk font and medium, which is a font that a lot of people use, or at least a lot of creators I know they use it, so I just asked for it. I used lemon milk, which kind of looks like it came off a camcorder, which works. And then this, all this is a little dot. So I did a background node and made it white, and I added an ellipse to, if I can, I don't know if I'll be able to do this. Yeah, there we go. It's just a circle, but then I just shrinked it, right? So what this is it just basically blinks, and so it's like a little live indicator, right? So I don't know, it's just more personable, you know? Just adding those little touches make the videos so much better, and they don't take much time. You just have to come up with that idea. So you can completely use this since I just showed you. It's actually really, really cool, and I like it. I'm definitely going to use it more, and maybe even just add my own touches and stuff, especially because I've been watching Luna way more and using their kind of technique and stuff, trying to add more of those small details that don't take too much time. So that's the POV indicator. Something cool another cool thing I did with this is I actually made 4 different versions. You might be like, dude, you only have 3 people, 2 of which you're only using for the POV indicators, right? I made 4 different versions, 2 for each. I made a, as you can see, LBOP POV so POV indicator, day. This is his daytime POV indicator because it pops out, it's bright. But you see, if I put this over a nighttime clip, do you see how just bright that is? It's like, whoa, you know, like it's just unpleasing, you know? So what I did instead is I added a nighttime. So it changes the background color a little bit. It's still got the live symbol. It's still got his text. It's still got the his POV or PFP, profile picture. But the darkness, or I darkened the red. So you can, it's not like so outstanding. And it kind of makes sense because it's night. I did the same with top of the top, right here. This is his daytime, which of course I didn't get to use it much. I'll use it more in the next episodes, which looks really cool. I love that shade of blue. But then his nighttime, when we all group up at the very end, is a darker blue. So it still stands out. You can still see the POV indicator, but it's a darker blue. So it's not like absolutely burning your eyes. Just, it's the little touches that makes the video that much better. Another thing with music here, I killed LBOP in a fist fight, so I'm winning. GG easy.
Look at.
I probably should have put like a GG easy, like a text, whatever, there, just to say like G, and then do that over for each letter. I didn't though. I just feel like that'd be a little bit too excessive. I don't know how to do that in the sense of how to make it look good and natural and all that in my style. So but all I did here is just cut the audio. There's times where there's no audio, or sorry, not the audio, the music, and you don't need music. This whole entire first part here has no music. We'll let LBOP do the thing.
Everyone F3 line up in a
and
row.
It doesn't need music because it's funny. We're just making content, and then when the music kicks in, you know that, like, hey, we're going, you know? So that's just kind of the significance of music, and that's just a GG easy
Look at this
right there. Sound effects. I definitely need to get more, like, better at those and more of them. I have a limited supply, but I think that's really good to have sound effects and stuff like that for certain things. And I got this from top of the top. That was not my idea. This part was just more compound clips that I had to split. But it's the part where I'm like, hey, I have an idea. I'll tell you guys about it later, which I never did because it's coming in another video. Might have a plan. I'll tell you guys about it later. But this part is just for like dramatic effect. I added a vignette that has a keyframe to tell you guys slowly on the size, a zoom blur that also comes in, and a camera shake that gets more and more like crazy. Just like that. And this as well was keyframed. The movement of it was, this was just the same type of subtitle that I used in my intro, but I just changed the color to fit LBOP so that people know it was LBOP. And just keyframed the movement. Super simple there. This part here, people underestimate, if you're a Minecraft YouTuber, they underestimate the power of actual Minecraft music from the OST.
But I'm
This part makes so much sense.
LBOP.
I'm one of the greatest, ain't no debating on it.
Especially when we get in here. Spider.
Oh,
Watch out.
I'm a
It's
peep.
our first
My
night.
mouse disconnected.
There's another
no
one behind
gear,
you. No food, no coal.
Oh, now we're talking.
It makes it more personable because everyone has, or at least a lot of older people that still play the game and watch contents on it. They have a deeper connection with this music. So using the music at appropriate spots is well worth it. I used another audio extender here.
Yoink.
Same thing. And that is where we get into arguably one of my favorite parts of the video is the whole chase where I get down to 3 hearts, which looking back at it was so good for content. All I did here, and I'll expand the audio for you, I bumped the audio up so that you could hear the trident hit, because otherwise, it's super quiet. So I bumped that up so you could hear it. The audio extender kind of stopped, which gave like a moment of pause, and then as soon as the trident hit, I did dream music, of course. This is just one of the first things I found.
No.
If there was a better one, I probably would have used it. Also, I think this one really fit, and with the vibe that I was trying to go for. So it doesn't matter that it's dream music, still worked. I think it's great. So this was good here.
Oh.
Another audio extender.
Okay, we chill over
Or
here.
no, sorry, I did not audio extend here. I actually cut the music and then just faded it out, which also works. That's just something that you got to learn is, if you don't already, you got to learn how to cut and bring it in and make the music congruent, make sure that it's still all in time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, right? Make sure it's in time. Did the same thing as I did in the beginning. No audio here because it doesn't need it. But then we faded in a really, do the funky strut. A really just poppy, classy song.
Let's go.
Yo.
Kind of just
I'm gonna
shows
make us
like a
some
triumphant
shields, okay?
feeling.
Yes, please.
Or tries to give you a triumphant feeling over the night because now it's day. And now like we're getting gear, we're getting iron, we have food. Especially the part where I go and get fish, which will not render. Just, really good music choice, I think, right there. And just because you have all these POVs doesn't mean you have to use them all. Especially Topo, because he just bro dipped. But LBOP, I didn't really need to use it much here. I just kind of did my own thing. This actually had a voiceover, if you couldn't tell, which they're and the reason why I used a voiceover, I was just minding my own business, right? And not thinking about content. I was actually trying to just get gear, right? Thinking that this would just be like a time lapse or I would just cut this out, right? But because Topo said something in chat, I responded to it, but I added in a voiceover that sounded like it came from the game when I was like.
All right, so apparently Topo did something, but I don't know what it is because he's not telling me. So I wonder what he's up to.
Really? Are you?
If you can probably tell the difference in my microphone between some clips, but the good thing, it kind of hides it because I'm using an LBOP POV that goes right into that, and then to a Topo POV, so you don't get a comparison of my mic right next to each other. So it kind of hides that fact a little bit, but it's good because it explains the context in a shorter amount of time.
All right, so apparently Topo did something.
So don't be afraid to use voiceovers. All right, y'all. I guess I'll just another cut here. Brought in mutation when I talked about my channel and what I was feeling, which I feel like for this video, if you're this far in, you're staying the rest of the way. and unless if you want to like skip it and just go to the end, right? And that's why I have timestamps there. But I feel like this was just a really important moment for me, so I just kind of threw it in. I edited it well, and just didn't like hard cut. Like right at the end of something, I kind of gave myself some wiggle room, edited some chill music and all that. I think this part was pretty well done, as well as the audio extender. I originally didn't have this clip in, so this audio extender was over a bit. Didn't bother changing it because I added this clip in just because.
Hell yeah. There he is. He's so majestic.
I love that.
God, I love that man.
I actually went back halfway through editing and watched Topo's video. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's pretty cool. But I saw that clip in his video, and I'm like, oh wait, that's a thing. So I went and found it, and just slapped it in right there. And this is actually out. This happened like back over here, but I just put it over here because it makes sense, because I actually don't use the footage of where I'm at right there. And I love that clip.
Hell
it
yeah.
adds more personality to the video.
He's so
This
majestic.
whole entire video is
God, I love
personality.
that
It's
man.
not anything
I'm
based or, like trying to show off like, hey, I survived 100 days and I got to the end already, whatever it is. It was all personality. It was all us, right? And that's what made this video so good in my eyes. After my part talking about it, added in just like a trap thing that I enjoy.
Yo!
What's good?
And I faded that in when Topo was like, I pull up,
By the way, guys,
Yo.
so guys,
I don't know, just kind of adds like a completion to it. And I thought it fit well. There wasn't really another music choice that I had good in mind. So tried to quickly end it off there right after Henry.
Henry's chilling.
With another audio extender. That was the fourth one. And then we go straight
there you
into the end, which also used Overwatch music. Granted, this one, I believe... Was this fan-made? I believe it was partially fan-made, but the actual original idea was not, I think. I'm not sure. But, credited the guy and all that if you want to go listen to it. The outro and the intro were done on separate days, and the intro was me riding into the island, and so I thought, why not end the video, and each video, with writing out of the island and saying, we're going to leave the story here. So it's kind of like I'm a third person here telling a story, even though I'm not popping in the middle of the video. But this music, I absolutely loved it.
The beginning of
No
our
subtitles
story
here because
here
it
on this
doesn't
little island.
need it.
I'm
It
not
would
quite sure
actually
what
take
we're
away
gonna
from
be
the
in.
moment.
I'll continue the story in a bit, but for now, let's leave it there.
Added the title screen again and a subscribe, and then I'll have my channel there and video playlist with the audio extender again that had reverb. And I started that right at the kick so that it could fade in, and then it would stop and just have a very nice angelic ending to it. And that, my friends, is the whole entire video. Absolutely love this video. Cannot wait to make more of this. If I go and actually look at my schedule, the next video for this will currently is scheduled for next Wednesday, the 19th. Will that happen? I don't know, but I'll try my best to get that out, and I think that one will be just as good as this, just because I really now have a basis of how to edit survival stuff, right? Instead of just like chopping games and all that. And that's why I do these behind the scenes, even though I don't do them often, because a lot of my videos are just common sense. It's super easy to me. But then this wasn't, this actually took a lot of thought and brain power, and like, how do I want to make this clip feel to the audience? And that's why I'm doing this. So I hope you got a takeaway from this. I hope you got some tips and tricks and all that if you use DaVinci. If not, what are you doing? DaVinci's free. I'm joking. But highly recommend DaVinci if you're looking for like an editing software. I love it. Came off of iMovie. I came off of iMovie, sorry, and went straight to this. It took me 30 minutes to figure out how to use the software. So absolutely love this. Yeah, I think that's it. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.